Alrighty, so this is the week you get to do a little full stack development. And so, as I kind of previewed last week, now that we've seen Andrew do the full stack, meaning create the backend, create the server, set up the routes for Express to handle the particular functionality, I want you to, of course, do the same with the email app that we've been playing with this whole course, really, right? So, as before, I want you to attempt this work on your own without looking at my code. Right? If you do look at the code, just make sure you add some additional functionality. You got to challenge your shelf. um, like one thing you could do is maybe create a list of the emails for the logged in user. Okay, 150 words, at least one reply. I'm going to take it to one since this is such a small class. So I want to show you mine. And so in this case, here is my output, right? Now, in my case, it defaults to the home, right? So I'm handling that route. And then if I hit the inbox in this case, I don't have anything in there right now because I'm getting ready to add one, but I'm just replying with a JSON reply. So that might be one of the additional pieces of functionality that you could do, okay? So if I said test, cool, and I said hello, and actually I probably need to make this bigger, right? The body is usually bigger. Let's do lunch, I could do that. And then if I hit send, right, I get I get a message, right, down here telling me it was successfully sent. It clears this out. And if I now go to my inbox, I will see that one email listed in that list. Okay. So the one thing I want to say, and I'm just going to open my editor and not with the code, but one of the things that when I taught this course last semester, that really can throw students off is understanding the difference between the app.js that's setting in public and the app.js that's setting in source. So because again, you're writing a full stack app, you're writing what handles on the client side, right? The idea of when you hit submit here, it actually, because this is the client side, it's calling the server side and all that action happens in here. And then, and matter of fact, the one thing suggestion that I'm definitely going to pose to Andrew about this is actually maybe call this something else in this instance of doing full stack, because this maybe we call it server.js, although app.js is kind of the standard file, right? So to get all this working, you have to have your front end code, right? Coordinating, calling, referencing your backend code, and writing to your file. So this, and in this case, all I did was I brought in my code, I brought in my email.json that we'd been working on before that handles right, that is a modular code that handles those particular functions when I, in my route, need to call them. So I don't obviously want to rewrite that code. I just want to bring that code over. And I did keep some of my output in here to show that, and that this is just output that was from my previous email.js file. Okay. So that's what you need to do this week. And like I said, this is the only time we're actually going to get to do full stack. Everything else from here on out will be only back end stuff. So now that we've finished, right? Actually, I'm on the wrong course, but we could go look at it. But I just want to, and I said this last week, so I want to give you the heads up again this week, is like an understanding like what's handling the front end, what's handling the back end, and do have at least at minimum, right? Like if I hit submit here, I do get a message like, so I'm styling it so that the user, and he shows you how to do this, is to handle that on the client side. Although you can do both client side and server side here, there is definitely some logic people talk about with why you would do the server because you can depend on what gets sent to you. But there's also some things on the client side that can be done. But at least at a minimum on something like this, you need to be able to handle when the user doesn't give you the right data because they will not, and you have to be able to code for that. So important. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this work. It is a really important section. As I always say, they all are, but understanding these concepts will then help you because now that we're going to move away from the front end, move solely to the back end, you're going to come back at some point and need to, not for our class, but some other classes, how to understand that full stack interaction. All right, talk to you later. Bye.